Hey, what's up, y'all? The Stu Alive theory for Scream 7 is dumb. It would be the Fast and Furious moment of the Scream franchise. It would ruin the Scream franchise's reputation. People want him back for nostalgia, but that's just not possible. His head got crushed by the TV, and the TV electrocuted his face and his brain. It also wouldn't work because what would he be doing for the last 25 years? He's just chilling for no reason, and then 25 years later, he's like, I'm gonna get revenge. Some people are suggesting maybe he survived and he was brought to prison, but that wouldn't make sense because Gail was a reporter. She would know. She reports on the Woodsboro taking of someone's life. You know, the Woodsboro K word. I can't say that word. The only reason people have this theory is because of nostalgia and because Matthew Lillard has been saying in interviews his character was intended to be alive from prison managing a cult. However, a producer has come out and said Stu Macher was never intended to be alive. He was never mentioned throughout production. I believe him because Stu Macher coming back from the dead, that's just too cliche, and that's what Wes Craven was not trying to do with the Scream franchise. Plus, a new killer named Ethan in Scream 6, he was killed by Kirby with a TV. She said, I saw that in a movie once. And the TV didn't even electrocute his head and he still died. So I believe that was them trying to show Stu is not alive anymore. We also saw Stu Macher's name on the clipboard of ghost faces that had passed away, which is all of them. Kirby said she specializes in ghost face attacks, so I believe she would find Stu Macher if he was alive. Which, he's not, because Kirby or Gail would have found him before. If Scream 7 were to bring back Stu Macher, I believe it would be far too late into the franchise. Him wanting to get revenge after all these years just doesn't make sense anymore. Especially since, sadly, Neve Campbell is no longer our final girl. Now that it's centered around Sam, it would not make sense for Stu Macher to go after Sam. Since a TV crushed his head and electrocuted him, I believe it would be a mistake to bring him back. If they bring back Stu Macher, then they could bring back anybody. Because all the other damage the other ghost faces took was very minuscule to what Stu Macher endured. And any victim that gets stabbed, you'd be like, okay, how can they not survive that? But Stu Macher survives his situation, and then for some reason gets revenge 25 years to 30 years later. I believe people are just blinded by nostalgia at this point. They don't want a good story anymore. I think as what Marvel has done to the movie industry, people couldn't care less about good character, good story anymore. You kind of saw some of that in Scream 6 with the writing. It kind of had Marvel-y vibes at the end to it. Also, the writer for the original Scream franchise, Kevin Williamson, in multiple interviews has said Stu is not alive. Although, to be honest, I believe he's tired of answering questions about Scream. And especially Stu being alive because he's heard it for the last 30 years. The writers for the new Scream trilogy, Matt and Tyler, they have said Stu is not alive on Twitter. But still, for some reason, a lot of Stu Macher alive fans, people on the Stu train, want him alive still. Even though it would ruin the Scream's franchise's reputation. Let me know, do y'all believe Stu is alive? Do you want to see Stu Macher in Scream 7? Or do you believe it's too late like I do, and believe it's just dumb in general in the first place? Alright, man, thank y'all for kicking around. I'm App's baby daddy. Do not rub your eyes, and I'm out, y'all.